Express book, would like to thank episode patron Estrella B. Kumagun. Your support brings Enilson's Amazon Forest live on Facebook now.
In some part of the year, this grass grows in the rainforest, and parts of it must have to be cut by the locals.
Hello.
Because they have to plant it
Everybody.
and make the crops of manioc or cassava. During the high season, it's full of this grass you can see around here. All of the area is full of this grass and the small plants. When the river drops down, locals, they have to cut and burn the grass for they start to make the crop again. This is common in the rainforest. It's not to slash and burning or destroy the land, but to try to make the land more productive. The sensationalism in the Amazon the last year, it wasn't because the people burning here, but something like politician situation in Brazil.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Enilson.
Good morning. Don't forget, in the middle of the jungle is good evening. We are 12 hours. We are 12 hours before. We are 12 hours ahead.
Yes. To our friends, we had a difficulty matching our time zones because it's
Yeah,
27
that's.
now.
Yeah.
But
Now it's okay. It's
yes,
okay. We can survive.
yes, we're a few minutes delayed, but I'm so glad that everyone is here for this broadcast. Okay? And so, um, maybe to begin this discussion, and Nilsson, I'd like to clear some things up before we go into details of the Amazon forest. Okay. Uh, Okay. And Nilsson,
Okay.
there has been a lot of news lately, okay, about the forest fire last year. Could and the way I see it, there has been a lot. The level of alarm is a bit high. The way I perceive it, as to how media has been covering the forest fire. But when I talk to you, there seems to be a different opinion, a different perspective about that level of alarm. Could you please share with us how you view this threat to the Amazon forest?
Oh yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Good morning for you folks around the world. Well, I live in the middle of the jungle here in the Amazon. I don't live so far. I exactly live in Manaus. Manaus is in the middle of the jungle. It's a city where local people we live by the jungle. We live for the jungle most of the time. Last year, so many information about the deforestation, cutting the jungle, burning everywhere, make Amazonian people become a little bit upset because we don't see where is this situation, Mr. Ram and the broadcasters, my friends around the world. Because in the Amazon, we have some different ways of life. Sometimes the people cannot understand the ways. Yesterday, I went to the jungle for one of my expedition. I come back today, of course, and I was explaining in one of my lives I sent to the Facebook today or yesterday already about the situation in some areas of the Amazon. People here, we live with the level of the river. The difference between the low level of the river and the high level is about one building of 4 floors until 10-floor building, more or less. When the river rises up, everything is flooded. When the river drops down, you're going to have a different view of everything. What has happened? When the river starts to rising up, some plants growing around the farms and the properties. What does people do? Sometimes they have to clean the area in their property because they must have to start to plant like mono agriculture. We have a mono agriculture in the Amazon. Manioc is the main agriculture here. Manioc, or some people call it around the word cassava. And sometimes they have to cut part of it and they burn the grass remaining like a rice that grows naturally here. They burn in this area for they clean the property and start to plant. This is their life. We never change this. Over than 100 years, people in the Amazon they do that. But ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand one thing. It's not only mono agriculture, and it's not only the Amazon. You have to understand the Amazon. When you see this map that Mr. Rom is passing by, you have to imagine the Amazon.
Mhm. I lost. Uh, I lost you. Uh, Let me. Okay. I lost you. I lost. Okay. 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 Thank you. Okay. Let me. Yes, I see. Let me. Mhm. Let me. Okay. Let me. Okay. Okay. You're back. Okay.
Amazon region is contains 9 states. Nine. Amazonas, Pará, Mato Grosso. Mato Grosso. Out of Mato Grosso, you're going to have Rondônia, Roraima, Acre, and Maranhão, Tocantins. All of those states, they belong to the Amazon region. But some of them, they have problems, of course, like Pará state is the second largest state in Brazil. We are in the second, in the largest one is Amazonas, where I am. Manaus is the capital. Second one, Belém, capital of Pará state. In that area of Pará state and Mato Grosso,
Mhm.
people slash and burning for crops, soybean, and Mato Grosso is responsible for producing the biggest quantity of cattle,
Mhm.
cow, cow food or cow beef. And
Mhm.
those guys, they cut and they have the farmers already. Every year, they have to clean their lands
Mhm.
because it's remaining from the high season. They have to clean it and sometimes cut it. But some parts of the Amazon, like Pará and Mato Grosso, they really slash and burning because they needed this property for have the animals and the crop of soybean. If you know, Mr. Rum, Brazil is responsible for one of the biggest quantity of soybean production in the world.
Mhm.
Okay, we are one of the biggest production, and this soybean goes from Mato Grosso, Pará, and Maranhão. Rondônia, Rondônia, West Porto Velho is the capital. Also, this guy produces this. So they clean every year. Every year, for over than 100 years, people keep doing this, cutting, slashing, and burning. Okay, it's not right now that start. It was something like a politician situation. Change the politician, make something suspicious or sensationalism in one thing that happened.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, Enilson, I think our viewers are really excited to know more about the forest itself. Okay. So,
Wow.
we'd go through these these videos. What I intend to do is to
Mm-hmm.
show your videos, the ones you uploaded in YouTube and in your Facebook page. Okay, I will show
Mm-hmm.
them in sequence.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, is the view from the plane. Okay, the view from the plane, so we can probably tell us more, okay, about this view. Okay, so I'll be showing the view from the plane and tell us more about what we're seeing. Okay.
Let me see.
Okay. So here it is. This one. Mhm.
I cannot see yet.
You gonna see it? I'm
No.
showing. I'm showing a view of your videos overlooking the city,
Oh,
overlooking the city.
Manaus.
Yes, of Manaus, and I think remembering I see some forests. Okay, and then the
Oh yeah,
city.
this is exactly around Manaus. In the
Okay.
area around Manaus, for you have an idea,
Mm-hmm.
Manaus is crossed by the Rio Negro, Black River.
Mm-hmm.
The pH of this river is about 4.
Mm-hmm.
A very high pH, very acidic to water.
Okay.
And
And Nilsson, we're still on top. We're still on top. We're still point of view of the plane. Okay. Just a short
okay,
overview of we're looking down at the river
meeting of
and yes.
you can see the meeting of the water in this video. In
Yes.
this video, you can see the confluence between the Negro and the Amazon, the
Mm-hmm.
two giant rivers. This
Mm-hmm.
yellow one, temperature is about 20 until 21 centigrades.
Mm-hmm.
The black one, 26, 28.
Mm-hmm.
The
I see.
Yellow River is 6,850 kilometers. It's
Mm-hmm.
the largest river in the world.
I see. Okay.
Amazon River,
Mm-hmm.
set in the ocean, this Yellow River, this is the Amazon River. Until the place where you can see it, the Amazon River is put in the ocean, set into the ocean. The amount of 220 until 222 million cubic meters of water per second.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it means? Calculating. One
Oh,
day, one,
we'll
one
we'll have
day.
we'll have more time for the river itself because there's a special sequence about the river. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah,
now
but
we'll
a lot.
so we'll proceed to the next set of clips. Okay, the next set of video clips are the
Mhm.
clips of you in the port where the cruise ships are because for my friends Enilson is a professor and also a tour guide. He's a tour guide of the Amazon forest, and what we are going to show you now are clips of him at the port, and you can see that the cruise ships. Okay, so this I'm showing this now. Okay,
Okay.
okay, so
The cruise
this
ship
is
in Manaus.
okay.
We have
So
the season of the cruise ships in Manaus
uh-huh.
starting on October. October is the driest season. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, the driest season starts the biggest cruise ships arrive in Manaus.
Mhm,
By the way, I'm a port lecturer. I'm a board lecturer.
mhm,
Sometimes I have to go from Manaus to oversee and embark in those cruise ships and come and make my lectures on board. And when they arrive in Manaus, they come to our floating harbor. This floating harbor came from Liverpool on beginnings of 19th century, and they can take any size of a cruise ship in here because the water level into the harbor it's about in the low season 27 meters until 30 meters. In the high season, over than 45 meters deep in the area where the ships arrive in Manaus.
mhm. Yes.
And we have many tour guides speaking English and Spanish and the other languages. I can speak 8 languages, by the way, because I love languages. I like languages. And I have so many Philippines friends that come to work in those cruise ships, and I meet them, I help them somehow. Not only the passengers, but my colleagues from Philippines, they come to Manaus, a lot of them.
Yes. I see the ship Sirena. Sirena is the
Sirena, yeah, Sirena, it was here last January, and it will come back next April. Sirena make a turnaround from Fort Lauderdale, stop in Santarém at the Para State. They make tours over there. After Santarém, Serena comes to Manaus. After Manaus, they go to Parintins. I would like to ask you, Mr. Rom, if we can make other videos about the Amazon too. It's going to be my pleasure to give more information and pictures for you
Oh, yeah.
uh, uh, about those guys. They stop in Santarém, stop in Manaus, and make the tours here, visiting the opera house, meeting of the waters, making canoe trips in the Florida jungle,
Oh,
making
yeah.
jungle trekking. Yeah, jungle trekkings. Sometimes we make a tour, Mr. Rom.
Mm.
I would like to do that in your country. It's
Yeah.
called spotted caiman. Have you ever heard about spotted caiman?
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
I'm gonna send some pictures for you too. Spot caiman, we do that in the night.
Oh, oh, speaking
Spot.
speaking of spot cayman, I think I have some videos of that, and
Yeah, you have.
in
I
the car.
did.
Yeah, so I'll show it now, and then
Uh-huh.
you can talk
In
about it.
daytime.
Oh,
In
okay,
daytime.
it was daytime. Okay, I'll show it now.
Yeah.
this uh, okay, this I show. Okay, so let me just play this. Okay.
You know what is
Yeah.
happening in this video?
Uh-huh. Yeah. What
I
is happening here? What is
I
happening
was
here?
cross I was crossing the road,
Uh-huh.
and this main road in the other side of the river, it's
Uh-huh.
just right now in they are rebuilding the road.
Uh-huh.
And this day, when we were crossing the road, this baby black caiman, it was crossing the river, or crossing the road, sorry, crossing the road. And I jumped from the bus, saved the animal, and sent the animal to one place where it could survive in another big river. This was what I was doing there.
I see. I see. So why was he in that place? Why was that
It's, it's a road connection between the other side of the river, because Manaus have no connection to the south of Brazil. We have connection to the north, but not to the south. And this day, I was coming back from a jungle lodge with a tourist, and the tourists, they didn't understand, they couldn't understand why I jumped from the bus and they tried to catch an animal in the middle of the jungle or in the middle of the road. But I have to save the animal. Otherwise, in this road, we have trucks, we have a bus, other coaches crossing all the time. They could kill the animal. The poor
Yeah.
animal, it was trying to save himself, and I saved.
Wow.
This is why I put into the bus. You see a picture with me, and they came in the bus, and and brought the animal to the another river.
Wow. Yes. And then what I'd like to show next is the your footage on the Black River, the Rio Negro. Okay, I will show your videos on the Black River, Rio Negro. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
let me
It,
play those videos now. Okay, so
uh-huh.
this is okay. Okay, I'm playing it now. Rio,
The Rio Negro, you mean?
yes, the
So
Rio Negro.
the Rio Negro is one of, in my opinion, is my favorite river because no mosquitoes, no bugs to disturb your life. You can go to anywhere without any problem because the pH of this river is like 4, as I told you before, and the animals, they cannot uh, they cannot survive the mosquitoes. And there are many jungle lodges in the Amazon. Many jungle lodges in the Amazon, they are most in the Rio Negro, not in the Amazon River, because the Amazon River it's lots of bugs. You can dance Macarena without the music. You know how to dance Macarena without the music? It's like this. So many mosquitoes, and then you dance Macarena without the music. It's the way to say about the Amazon, not Negro. In the Black River, also we can find in a Cenozoic River. It's oldest than the Amazon River. The wildlife in the Amazon River is completely different to the Amazon from the Negro. Okay? In the Amazon, we have more species of fish. In the Negro, we have more quantity. Okay?
Okay.
In quantity in species is the Negro because it's oldest river. Quantity in amount of school of fish is the Amazon because jungle sometimes is collapsing like erosion and give you more food for the fish. See?
I see some. I think this is in. I saw one footage where there was some kind of a storm. It was stormy. So how,
Oh,
do you proceed with your tours even if there's a storm?
no way. You in this video, you can see my storm. In this video, it was like 200 meters. We call it the sky, the ceiling. It was about 200 meters. And if it starts to happen this in the Negro River in the dry season, that one it was in dry season, you have to find out one place, but not in the beach. If you go to the beach, you're gonna be in trouble because you can break your boat. You have to go in the middle and try to find out somewhere in the middle for you save yourself. In this video, in this day of this storm in the Negro River, we had like 3 meters waves. Imagine when you have 3 meters of waves in a river with the density. It's very heavy. You, your boat bumps like in concrete all the time. Oh, 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 oh. And imagine, Mr. Rom, I had in this day a couple, two people from England, 92 and 90 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and I saved them anyway. I have to take care about them, but I avoid it. If I see a storm forming, coming from Amazon River up to the Negro River, I avoid to go to anywhere. We cannot go to make excursion when you see a storm. It's very, very as a big problem. That's causing trouble for us because we cannot avoid and we cannot have an idea what's going to happen next. Amazon is full of surprise. That's for you know.
How does the Amazon and the Rio and the Black River connect? How do they connect to each other?
Well, in front of Manaus, there is like a peninsula. You know peninsula, don't you? Like a big, long, formed by the long land. In
Yes.
front of Manaus. This one separates Manaus sometimes by the Rio Negro. But when they come and have this joint, you can see in the picture, you could see from the plane, in that meeting of the river, after 18 kilometers, 18, 1-8, the Negro River disappear, going down, and the Amazon River keep crossing over. Negro here, Amazon here. After this, some places in the Amazon, Negro River, it will spring out and come up, and you can see some lakes,
Oh.
in the, like Black River, same water of the Negro, the same water, no difference. But never gonna happen into the Negro River, one yellow river. Okay, we have some information, Mr. Rom and broadcasters. A navigator called Alexander von Humboldt. He was very famous on 1800s. Mr. Humboldt came to Amazon and he said, in the Amazon, there is a river underneath to the other river. Try to imagine.
Yes, it's quite difficult to imagine.
1800, no satellites,
Yeah.
no tools, no oceanographers
Mhm.
to discuss about this. We didn't have any instrument or devices that could confirm this information.
Mhm.
On 1999, it was confirmed that underneath to the Amazon River basin, there is one aquifer
Mhm.
that is at least the same size of the two rivers together.
Mhm.
So, after more than 100 years, it was confirmed, and this guy, without any instrument, calculated this. But how this guy could calculate so exactly?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what's the uh, humidity right now here in Manaus?
Mm, maybe it's a little high. I'm not sure. Mhm.
100%.
100. Oh, see. Mhm.
So even if it's rainy here, it's warm.
I see. I
So
see.
this guy calculated on that time the pressure from the sky and the pressure underneath. So how could he calculate this? Pressure of the rain and the
Mhm.
pressure underneath. In the middle is the river.
Mhm.
Right now, we know this because Manaus is like a pump, a big pot.
Mhm.
The low temperature here is between 19 until 23 centigrades. Imagine, this is a cold day. If Manaus is 19, people are like freezing here. From
Mhm.
July to October, when the river start dropping down, temperature goes about 46 centigrades.
Mhm. I see.
And the
And then
sensation is
Enilson,
crazy.
after the tour of the river, I saw some footage of waterfalls, some waterfalls, and I think there's a small stream. Okay, so I'll be showing them now, and
Mhm.
maybe you could please describe or tell us more about this. Okay, I'll
Okay.
be showing scenes from the waterfalls.
Okay. Remember when I told you that in Manaus we have no connection between Manaus and the south of Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
but we have a connection to the north in the way to Guyana. Nice, very nice picture. This is one of the waterfalls. That one is called the Santuarium,
Mm-hmm.
Sanctuary Fall. This is one of the beautiful ones. In the way of the city, this small town called the Figueiredo, is in the way to Venezuela and Guyana. We have 132 different waterfalls,
Mm-hmm.
different ways. In the color is like honey, like the pH of the Negro, with a bigger difference. With the falls, the temperature in those falls is about 20 until 16, 17 centigrades. But the pH is the same. They are formed by the glacial. We call it that they are formed during the glacial times in the Amazon because this jungle near to the waterfalls is different jungle. It's a jungle that grows on the rocks, like underneath or in the bottom of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
we have lots of waterfalls there, as I'm telling you, 132, and caves, also caves, big caves, like a formation of undersea.
Mm-hmm. And
I can try to explain for you that underneath, when you see in the back there of this waterfall, in the
mm-hmm.
back, we call it the sanctuary because the natives they climb it. This is about 12 meters higher. This
Mm-hmm.
waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
The indigenous from that area they usually climb up
Mm-hmm.
and they pray underneath the falls.
Oh.
After this, there is a big road. It's a big hole, like a throat in the bottom of this waterfall, over than 6 to 7 meters.
I see. Correct.
You
And
know
then,
what we have there? You
yes.
know what we have in the
Oh, what do you have there?
anacondas.
What again, please? Pardon.
Anacondas.
Anacondas.
I know you
Wow.
have anacondas in your country, but this area I found some baby anacondas many, many
Oh,
times.
oh. Well, speaking of anacondas, uh, biodiversity is a big thing being preserved in the Amazon forest. And
Yes.
so you mentioned the anacondas. And the next set of videos that I'd like to show is it's like a walking tour. I see you walking around showing different animals, different plants, different. Okay, so I'll show it now. And
Mhm.
okay,
In
the,
the jungle here, in
mhm,
the jungle trekking here in the Amazon, we have a big biodiversity.
mhm,
I can explain for you that 29% of the laboratories in the world, they
mhm,
get the primary material from the rainforest.
mhm,
When we make the jungle trekking here, we explain for the tourists or visitors or scientists how is the jungle and some kinds of medicine plants.
mhm,
We can show them poison plants,
mhm,
evil plants.
mhm,
We have cannibal or bromelias. We
mhm,
have also the animals like snakes, poison snakes. In Brazil, we have a concentration of more than 200 kinds of poison snakes in Brazil.
mhm.
Here,
Wow.
we have a lot of them, like coral, bushmasters,
Mhm,
fer de lance. Also, we have some small species of snakes and spiders. They
mhm.
are very poisonous. So we have to explain when we are making those tours to the guests to be very careful because we never know what you're gonna see in the next 5 meters.
Mhm. I
Imagine.
saw I saw some of your guests. They were touching. I think a praying mantis. They were touching
Yeah.
some worms.
Well, you see, Mr. Ron, what can you imagine in a biodiversity of over than 5 million species of bugs?
Mhm.
Yeah,
5 million.
bugs, frogs, yeah, more.
Mhm.
Frogs, out of it, we're gonna have. Well, when you have bugs, you have the predator, like different frogs.
Mhm.
Okay?
You know,
This is why I'm
the,
telling you that
a lot, a
this
lot of
broadcast is gonna get bigger.
a
Can
lot
you
of
imagine?
people are interested with bird watching. The bird watching. Are you able to identify the birds? I mean, if a bird enthusiast would like to see particular birds, specific birds in the Amazon forest, would you be able to guide them?
Only about 2,000 kind of birds, only
Only 2,000.
of this.
And how many of them can you identify?
About 2,000.
Oh, you can identify all. Wow.
Yeah, because this is we have a birds, Mr. Ron, in the Amazon that you cannot find out anywhere around the world, like different manakins, different jacotingas, different herons, big, smaller ones, sparrows, deer birds. That's someone that make a nice sound. I can mimic many different kind of sounds,
Oh.
and I can copy like a toucan, like a screaming deer in the jungle. People call me bird guide because I can mimic many different sounds of a bird. Many times I can mimic it. I call them and they come to us.
In this footage, it was shown some, I think they're indigenous people of the Amazon forest. Could you tell us more about the indigenous people in the Amazon forest?
Oh, yes. Upstream of the Rio Negro, we have a city called San Gabriel. San Gabriel. In
Mm-hmm.
San Gabriel, we have 26 different kind of indigenous
Mm-hmm.
with their own language, with their own culture,
Mm-hmm.
and they are very mixed between tribes sometimes because for the married, they have to find different tribes. A very curious thing about this is because sometimes, let's just make one word example. I
Mm-hmm.
go to Philippines and
Mm-hmm.
married with a Philippine lady.
Mm-hmm.
She cannot speak Portuguese. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot speak Tagalog,
Mm-hmm.
but she gonna teach the daughters the Portuguese and Tagalog. I gonna teach for the son Portuguese. You know what's gonna happen in the future? When the ladies are talking, gentlemen cannot understand. Typical in our society, but they do that in the jungle here. And that city called San Gabriel, official languages is the only place in the world where 40,000 people is speaking four different languages. Okay, four different languages. And those four different languages with vocabulary, with the grammar, everything for they use it. Plus Portuguese. So five official languages.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones you can see in the picture, they are indigenous called the Tucano. Tucano and Tariano. They have many tattoos. You can see many tattoos. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Those tattoos, if they are chef, if they are no chef, if you are the son of the chef, the wife of the chef, something like this. They are monogamics nowadays. Monogamics, no polygamics anymore.
Oh, I see. Something. Oh, oh, I see a video now, the view now from a view deck. I can see the canopy, canopies of the forest. Can you tell us more about this view?
Oh yeah. Remember when I told you about the different level, high season, low season in the Amazon? In the low season, we don't have a chance to go to those places.
Mm-hmm.
It's, some ecological parks we have near Manaus.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the people go to those places in the middle season.
Mm-hmm.
And in the dry season, the locals they make those canopies for you walk there when the river rise up. And then we go in the level to the jungle, in the canopies, walking there over the jungle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a pretty sight. Okay, Enilson. Okay, hello, Enilson. Hey, Enilson. Hey, Enilson. I seem to have lost some. Yeah, I'll show you this. Mhm. Okay. Hi, Enilson. Okay. Hello, Enilson. I'm showing shots of. Okay. You are viewing videos of shot by Enilson himself during his tours. Okay, so these are views of while we're. Oh, I seem to have lost Enilson, but you are okay. I see him now. Okay, okay.
My computer stopped. Oh, something broken here. Let's continue my cell phone. Can you see me, Mr. Ron? Mr. Ron? Hello? Are you there?
Enilson, I'm here. Hello, Enilson. So,
Hi.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Very well. I can hear
Okay.
you quite well.
That's my computer. Why I don't know what happened. My computer broke.
No problem.
Stopped
This
somehow.
this is the only way to learn how to do this thing. We'll be committing
Do it both ways.
mistakes,
Yeah, yeah.
but
I don't
but
know.
I yes.
Something
And so
wrong here. I don't know what
um,
happened.
we will find
Hmm.
now. And Nelson, what I'd like to
Hmm.
show now are I think this is um these are shots in the evening. In the evening, I'm not sure if it's a mix of more sunrise and sunsets. Okay, sunrise and
God,
sunsets.
looks the same. They both look the same. Hold on.
Yes, yes, that's why I'm really not quite sure. But what I'd like, what I'd, I could have named this episode as Amazon Forest alone. Okay? But no, I did not name it as Amazon Forest alone. I named this episode Enilson's Amazon Forest
Here I
because I
am.
because I'd like to I'd like to know more of how you perceive the Amazon forest, not as a forest, but as your home, right? You live here, right? You live here,
Yes, I live here.
and
Yeah.
it's really a part of you. You're not just a professional tour guide of this forest. You're really at home.
I
It's your
born
home.
here.
Yes,
I was born here.
it's your home. So what I'd like to know why you how do you view, how do you perceive the Amazon forest really? And while you share that, I'll be showing the videos of the sunset and the sunrises.
Well, in the Amazon is one of the most beautiful sunset and sunrise I ever see in my life.
Mhm,
No, in the beginning of the night, in the evening,
mhm,
near Manaus, when you see the sunset, sometimes you can see strays in the sky.
mhm,
It's something like the Andes Mountains appear, and we can see from very far away those strays. And the red carmine color
mhm,
is something that makes me imagine in the future without the Amazon, with the guys destroying part of our jungle. I lived, Mr. Rom, outside of Manaus in the gold mines area for a couple of years of my life.
mhm,
And I saw a river being destroyed by the gold mines.
mhm,
And in the place where I live right now, I can see my people and try to show to the world, tourists, professors, colleagues, this world that I decided to live forever until the end of my life. I visited your continent last November
mhm,
and I miss my land so much
mhm,
just because the sunrise here and the sunset is some of the most beautiful places in the world I ever see.
mhm.
This is why I invite people to come and join us in the Amazon.
Wow.
I'm in love of this country, you know. I make my poems about my country, about my land is here. You know, I love this place very much. Really,
Yeah.
really, really. Not because I'm here, but I really love it. And I'm in love right now for the broadcasting
Mhm.
because I can share these information with you.
Yes,
This
I
is why
noticed.
I can ask you, Mr. Rum,
Mhm.
give me more chance for send you more pictures, and you're
Yes.
gonna see how is the Amazon a little bit more. Not only you, but all the broadcasting around the world,
Mhm.
and they are right now with us, connecting us.
Yes.
I would
You,
love to show them.
you know, one reason why I set up a group, it's my first time to set up a group for a live broadcast because I foresee that this is not going to be a one shot broadcast. So we'll be doing it several more times. We'll be doing several more times.
Do it,
Yes.
do
And
it.
uh, Enilson, oops, I lost Enilson again. This we're still learning the ropes. Okay. Okay.
I was coming back to the computer. I fixed the computer. This
Okay.
is in a lake. It's one of our lakes called the Acajatuba Lake. Beautiful lake. My favorite one to make a sunrises and sunset tours is in that place because the dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
You see
Yeah.
the mirror. Look at this mirror.
Yes.
This is a
It's
sunrise. This is a
yes.
sunrise here.
Enilson, I'd like to ask you because one of my Chinese friends, okay, this is my Chinese friend. He has a
Hmm.
question. Actually, he has a question. Okay, I'll show you his question. Okay, this is his question. Mhm. Okay, his
Yeah.
question is: how does Brazil balance balance tourism development and Amazon forest protection? Okay. So,
Mm.
in a way, I'd like to rephrase the question. I'd like to rephrase the question by asking you, because you are a tourist guide also, right? You're a
Yes,
tourist
yes.
guide. You profit. You profit from tourism. It's a business.
Yeah.
It's also a business.
Yeah. This is my life.
Yes. So how do you integrate making money out of this forest and at the same time,
That
preserving
is
its beauty?
Mr. Ram.
Mhm.
Mr. Ram.
Mhm.
Something that's very interesting. I
Mhm.
like it. I like difficult questions.
Mhm.
I like that very much. His question is many people asking about. But do you know what happened, Mr. Ram and the broadcasters? Many
Mhm.
times people knows more about other countries in Brazil.
Mhm.
The politicians in Brazil, they know more. Europe,
Mhm.
Miami, Florida, or Dubai,
Mhm.
or Tokyo, or New York than Amazon rainforest.
Mhm.
For us, for tour guides and the people that really worked in tourism, we think that the Brazilian government must have to invest more in develop more tourism, because I created in the Amazon, for he understand it, I created in the Amazon a different way of tourism. What's my tourism? I call it social eco-tourism.
Mhm.
What is the social ecotourism? I go to the lands, I visit the family, I introduce them to the tourist, and we develop something that can help the family financially.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
This is what we do. This is what I do. I came back today from this place. You can see the video.
Yes,
Exactly
yes.
this, and we developed there. The Brazilian money is trying to make something to develop project, but they must have to develop more, because the best way for you to keep the jungle is teaching or training the people in the jungle what's the importance for the jungle for their lives in the future, for their generation in the future.
Mhm.
And this is the way. Okay, the Brazilian government, they must have to understand more the jungle than oversee. That's the answer for his question.
Oh.
But We have a big difference between developing the Amazon and ecotourism. For we develop the tourism here, the best thing is training people how to take the tourists to come in here, because the jungle, the standing jungle, I mean the jungle are like standing is better than the jungle in the down in the floor.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. So, Nilsson, for our first broadcast, I think we have accomplished a lot. So, would you like to say few words, few parting words for this particular episode for our viewers?
my friends, keep in touch with this man. He found me here in the jungle.
Mm.
You can ask me anything. He knows my email. He knows my everything. We can calculate another day and make another broadcast like this and we discuss more. Amazon is a place like open arm waiting for you coming. Come, visit us. The best way for you to understand one place is just go and visit. When I went to China last November, I had no idea about this country. Only things that I could see on TV and broadcasting. Now I know the places you must have to go there and try to come and realize your dreams. We are here to try to realize your dreams. This is my word for you. Keep in touch. Keep join us. And Mr. Ron and viewers, thank you. Thank you very, very much for you be until this time. For you it's 11 a.m. For me it's 11 p.m. Just don't forget, we are 12 hours uh, before you. You are tomorrow. We are still today. Yes, okay for you. But
Yes.
it's my pleasure to answer your question. Any questions you have, please, you are in my Facebook right now. You are my friends. Keep in touch. Any questions? We are here just to try to, keep out these questions anytime. Okay, Mr. Ron.
Yes.
Thank you so
Wow. Thank
much.
you so much, Nilsson, for this
Obrigado.
wonderful for this wonderful
Obrigado.
broadcast. and and I, I um, I like to express my gratitude. You know, Amazon forest was just a concept for me. I know there's an Amazon forest, but after this broadcast and since the time we've started interacting, preparing for this broadcast, I somehow have a better feel of of the forest, of the Amazon forest. And I guess I like to really thank you for sharing the Amazon for your Amazon forest to me. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Before I finish, Mr. Ron,
Hmm.
just I would like to have 15 seconds.
Hmm.
Few
Sure,
minutes
sure.
ago, there was a lady calling to me, and I told her that I'm going to talk to her later.
Hmm.
He said that there is a man coming with a group from, I don't know from where. And
Hmm.
this guy visited many places around the world. And he
Hmm.
said, I want to see the jaguars. I want to see the animals, many animals in the jungle. Excited. I told him, the jungle here, mister, is a big word. It's a giant place. If you want to see a jaguar, I can show you in the zoo. But in the jungle, it's very difficult, but because I never will disturb the life of an animal. I keep the
Hmm.
animals in their way. This is the best place. So they stay in the jungle, they home, and we are outside. This is the best way for us and to the animals. Just for my consideration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'll be looking forward to our next broadcast, detailing more and more and more details about this infinite source of information about the Amazon forest. Okay, so thank
Thank
you,
you.
Nilsson. Thank you, Facebook friends. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in with us. Thank you so much, everybody.
My
Have
pleasure. My pleasure.
okay.
Really pleasure.
Have a good day, everyone. We're signing off. We're signing off. Goodbye. So
Bye
long.
bye.